Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Split Labs channel. Today is Monday, June 1st. Happy June, everybody. Gemini season, June 1st, 2026. And as always, before we dive into our MLB best bets, have to let you guys know this video is completely powered by Split Labs because we built the exact tool that we wanted to use as sports bettors ourselves. We're going to walk through some public betting splits, line movement, and market signals across the MLB today together. And if you yourself want to see what the crowd is doing, where the line is going, and what the market is hinting at, it's what we do every single day, specifically Monday through Friday, right here on the Split Labs channel with you guys. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe if this video helps you out in any capacity, or if you're just here along for the ride. And last but not least, if you want access to everything that you'll see here on the Split Labs dashboard that I'm going to use to land my best bets, head over to the link in the description and the top pinned comment. Splitlabs.net, promo code YouTube gets you everything that you'll see on this dashboard for 50% off your first month. With that being said, guys, one elephant in the room, one, I'm on your screen. How exciting is that? It's not really exciting. Don't make it weird, guys. But I hinted at it last week that I would, I think a part of some of the growth that we'd like to see on Split Labs is like having a present personality on, I can't say all of our social media, but like YouTube specifically. I think it's really a key difference in like success, I guess, on YouTube. It's a personal preference that I actually enjoy, like seeing people when I'm watching sports breakdowns and videos and stuff like that over just like screen sharing. So I think I'm going to make this a habit going forward. I'm going to try to do my best. But anyway, hi guys, I guess get used to that. You can't see me wave. There we go. Get used to that, I guess, and we'll knock this out. Let's dive into our Monday best bets. I've got to run through the board relatively quickly, but we'll make it efficient. So let me bring you guys into a closer view, and bear with me. I'm like still testing out, I guess it's not necessarily a new setup, but still testing out new things and like stuff like that. Especially with like being visible in camera. So if anything's blocking it, if my big head's like in the way, just yell at me in the comments and we'll go from there. Starting out with the first game of the day, we got the Tigers coming into Tampa Bay. 88% of bets, 96% of money coming in on Tampa Bay Rays spread and a -1.5. Looking at the line movement, positive signs if you're betting on the Rays. The fact that the line or the price is actually shifting towards Tampa Bay, that's a strong signal if you're backing them, so nothing to be concerned about there. 74% of bets, 86% of money coming in on Tampa Bay straight up on the money line. No surprise there, they are having a fantastic season. I don't know if anybody expected the Tampa Bay Rays to come into the 2026 season and have the strong start that they did. 36-20 is insane, especially for a team that's like, not that they're not hitting the ball, but like they're just so grinded out and like efficient at like the small things of baseball that make you successful. And then on the total, we got 90% of bets, 81% of money coming in on over 7.5. First thing that I'm noticing here on the line movement end is the fact that the books have not adjusted this line. I just completely torched that. I'm so sorry, guys. There we go. I think that's back on my screen. The craziest thing that I'm seeing here is line movement. There's no line movement from the books. The books are not respecting 90% of bets on this over 7.5. It's a really low number for both of these terrible bullpens. You got Shaq starting. He efficient, but like 3.5 innings pitched averaging in the last 6 starts. You got the Detroit's bullpen, and they're like a hot commodity on Split Labs, honestly. It's such a terrible bullpen, no good arms and stuff like that. Every advantage here goes to Tampa Bay, and I do feel comfortable if I'm backing Tampa Bay to win outright that it's going to be lower scoring because, again, like I said before, they do all of those like gritty, grinded out stuff like bunting to get on base and stuff like that. They're not necessarily hitting home runs out the park like every, you know, like the Cubs. Like if I have an over, I'm always leaning towards the Cubs. The under, the Rays, I think that works in our favor here. So I don't have this as an upset spot, if I'm going to be completely honest. Give me Tampa Bay Rays money line. It's within a territory that like crosses that threshold of when I'm not comfortable taking it, but it's still good enough. We can take Tampa Bay Rays money line, and then we're going to take this under 7.5. This will be my favorite play of this game, just because the line, it's a complete data read from Split Labs. The fact that the line has not moved, our obviously biggest risk and concern is the fact that both of these bullpens are not good, but we're going to expect, you know, a slug, or not a slugfest, but grinded out game. Looking at recent form, Detroit is coming in on a 4-game losing streak. Tampa Bay, they just won their last game against the Angels. So, I mean, Detroit is completely just regressing. They're also not having like the strong season that we anticipated, especially with like Skubal, you know, his injury and stuff like that. So we're going to keep leaning into the Rays. They've been just dominant, so there's really no reason for us not to. And then let me just take a quick look. We're playing indoors. Sorry, we're playing at Tropicana. So indoors, no weather impact there. We can move on to the next game. Let's go to what I think should be a fun one is the Royals and the Reds here. We got 86% of bets, 80% of money coming in on Cincinnati Reds, -1.5. Line movement's trending in that favor, so that's fantastic. 88% of bets, 84% of money coming in on Cincinnati Reds, -198. Opened at a -188, now sitting at a -198. So like we're inching towards that 200 territory. Not that I don't think the Reds are a good team. I just don't know if they warrant this amount of public love. Like I feel like this is happening because the Royals are so bad, not because the Reds are so good. And then on the total, we have 8.5, 77% of bets, 86% of money coming in on over 8.5. The price is shifting towards the under, so very small, you know, information there. Let's talk about this total, guys. High line, 8.5. You got Avila coming in with a 15 ERA, 3 innings pitched, and then you get this janky bullpen 7.23 with a risky category for split labs. You do have your best arms available, which is fantastic to hold it intact, but if he can't make it to 5 innings pitched, you're blowing by these pretty quickly, and then it's just downhill from there. Likewise, Cincinnati Reds, not a good bullpen at all, especially like no one's rested. I mean, the people that are rested, they're not good whatsoever. You got Burns coming in with a 1.96 ERA, which is great. He gives you the length for it, but like to back him up as soon as he gives out in the 6th inning, what are our options? I really don't have any other way but to take the over 8.5 here. It just makes the most sense. Everything is pointing towards an over here. And then looking at just the weather impact here, nothing strong like signaling this. Like there's clearly some boost happening to the left side of the field. Let's turn on some hit profiles and see which team does this generally favor. You got the Reds hitting this way. So the Reds have a slight advantage when it comes to like their hitter profile in Great American Ballpark. So something worth noting, very minor. The Royals, I'm telling you guys, the reason why the Reds have so much money on them right now is because of the fact that the Royals are just not dependable at all. I don't think there's really any capacity where the Reds warrant this. I could see this as an upset spot. I'm not going to force my hand here and say that, but as a lean, I would back Royals +1.5 here. Not officially on the docket for us here. We're just going to play this over 8.5 and anticipate just complete meltdowns and stuff like that. And then moving into our last game of the slate, should we look at a game where like maybe, let's take a look at the Giants, and all of these games are like really like just one-sided. This should be a fun slate here. Looking at the last game of the day, we got the San Francisco Giants coming in against the Milwaukee Brewers. The first thing that I'm going to note is that this line is way too short for how much money and bets we're seeing on this. 85% of bets, 94% of money coming in on Milwaukee -1.5. Cool. I get it. The Giants basically can't hit. Money line, you have 91% of bets, 93% of money coming in on Milwaukee Brewers -158. Guys, and what we just looked at 2 games that had basically the same amount of bets and money, and they're nearing the -200 range for the price. You're getting the Brewers at a -158. I don't even know if I need to continue like diving down this rabbit hole of data, because I'm going to tell you guys to take the Giants. Every time I tell you guys to take the Giants, or myself, it's like a dagger to the heart, because I truly do hate backing this team. But to be honest, complete data read entirely, is we're looking at the total, 55% of bets, 51% of money coming in on under 7.5. There has been no adjustment there. That's not concerning. If you're on the under right now, you have nothing to be worried about, I'd say. The books are not revealing their hand entirely or like adjusting the price, but also this is a really good spot for them because they've landed on a number that's almost like 50-50. So no read on the total there. Looking at bullpens and starting pitcher data, starting pitcher advantage to really strong starting pitcher advantage to the Giants here. So that's also really why I like the read. They have a completely taxed bullpen when it comes like their options. I think the first 5 completely goes to the Giants. They're going to have to get their runs in that first 5 and get him out the game. Honestly, the longer he lasts, the more success the Giants should have. So I'm going to go with the Giants money line straight up here as my final play of the day here. And because I'm playing the Giants, I'm just going to look to fade the Brewers pitcher here as like my final read or the player prop. Let's see, player props. If the Giants stand any type of chance, their pitcher is not letting somebody hit the ball. So let's say 4.5 hits allowed. Last 3 he's hit, or it's gone over. Not that he's wanted to hit this. Brewers, he's currently away. We don't have away data. So last 2 times he's faced the Brewers, he has gone over. Earned runs 1.5. Brewers. The Brewers have completely just dominated this kid. I feel terrible. I'm going to say he gives us innings though. 16.5 outs. I think he does well. I really have to lean into this. I wanted to look at maybe fading the Brewers pitcher, but the only way that the Giants stand any type of chance in winning this matchup is if their starting pitcher has a good game. So with that being said, the data does not back us up here. There's a 0% hit rate, so I completely understand if you'd like to fade this. And I'll see my infamous line at the end of this. I'm going to go over 16.5 outs at a -104 for Landon Roop here. Because if the Giants have any chance, it's completely based on starting pitchers and like bloops happening, not because I think they're putting up so many runs that it's just going to be an easy game. This is going to be one of those games that like two runs in the third is like going to be the deciding factor of this. So with that being said, guys, those are my MLB best bets today. I feel like I was pretty efficient today. It says I've only recorded for like 12 minutes, so efficient. But anyways, guys, those are going to be my MLB best bets today. If you want access to everything that you saw here on the Split Labs dashboard, head over to the link in the description and the top pinned comment. Splitlabs.net, promo code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month. And as always, if you are tailing or you're fading, it does not matter which one, put it in the pinned comments. We really do appreciate it. And if this video helps you out in any capacity, make sure that you like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.